That's when she tried to eat my brain. My girlfriend's a zombie. I'm in love with the living dead. My girlfriend's a zombie. So I chopped off her head. My girlfriend.
Hello again. Whoever decided episode number 2 was worth tuning in. I am Rachel Rabid. If this is your first time watching, nice to meet you. If this is your second time watching, why? No, seriously, thank you for coming back. I'm glad you find me somewhat entertaining. So episode number 2, because a lot of you guys may have not seen me before, a lot of you may have seen me before, I thought it'd be cool to formally introduce myself a little bit in the form of a Q&A. So what I did earlier this week, on Instagram and Twitter, I asked you guys to submit questions that you would want me to answer. As you would guess, as I see them typed up in front of me for the first time, a lot of them I am not answering. You goddamn perverts. I am not answering like half of these questions. Y'all are gross. But there are some good ones here. I'll keep a couple of the raunchy ones in there just for views and entertainment purposes. But a lot of them had to be cut out because my family watches this sometimes. And I'm trying to keep this like PG-13 for the first 3 episodes at least. So we're just gonna start. I have nothing else to say except that. There's no soft intro or whatever. We're just gonna go right into it because it's like 11 p.m. already. I am on my 5th margarita and I am ready to go to bed. All right, so starting with number 1. How did you come up with Rabid's look when you first joined Voodoo Death Cult? There was no thought behind it. I always thought the stitched up face look was cool, so I ran with it. Atari approved. Now it's permanently in my skin, and I don't have to do anything. It's great. I just wake up and it's there. How many years? 12 years of Catholic school really did its job on me, as you can tell. What made you choose the bass? I was forced into it by my band director at Monster High. Yeah, Monster High. My band director at Monster High made me learn bass because he had too many. This is my dog shaking the goddamn camera, by the way. Also, a lot of questions about my dog. Glad to know that's what's keeping the interest here. He's still shaking the goddamn. Go away! Oh my god. I'm just kidding. I love you. Okay. I sound like I'm on cocaine right now. Oh my god. How do you deal with sexism in your industry, aka the music industry? I deal with it every day is how I deal with it. And I'm sure every girl watching this, every girl in horror punk, every girl in rock and roll or music in general, you deal with it every day like I do. And it's really, really annoying and it's really frustrating. But guess what? You turn that into motivation. You put your goddamn middle fingers up and you play motherfucking circles around any man who looks down on women in the music industry. I can confidently say most of the men that talk down on me or have talked down on me, I could play goddamn circles around with my little 4-stringed instrument, okay? And I keep that promise, and I will accept any challenge to come forth with that. Women, this is my advice to you. Use it as motivation. Let that anger that you get from that sexism and, you know, whatever, let that fuel you, and let that be the reason that you make it to the top above every little man that is sitting and watching from below. What does one need to do in order to win your hand in marriage? Insert information below. It's that simple. Just boop, boop, boop. Compare high school rage to today rage. This is funny, especially because I know there are some of my friends from Monster High and not that keep up with me now, which is funny because they're probably like, what the fuck happened to her? But no, as I'm about to say this out loud, I don't know if this is good or bad. I don't think I'm too different from the person I was in high school. I don't think my personality changed that much. I think I kept a lot of who I was during that time, and I'm not mad about that. I always knew what I wanted to do. I always knew that I wanted to play music and travel and tour, and I always knew I wanted to dress up in weird clothes and makeup or whatever. It's something all things I knew I wanted to do. The only difference now is that I finally and thankfully have the confidence to do so. And a lot of that confidence honestly came from the people I met in high school. Emotional Rabbit makes an appearance. That's new. No, but if anyone from Monster High and not watching this, I hope you guys are well. I think about you, and I am sorry for you having to see my bare ass on Instagram every single day. Who was the white-haired fellow that made an appearance in episode 1? That is the white-haired fellow that was getting yelled at about 2 minutes ago for shaking the camera. That is my dog, Marvin. He is my rescue baby. I got him when he was 6 months old. He's about 5 now, despite me screaming at him about 3 minutes ago. He is my best friend in the entire earth. He is my world. Genuinely, he was there for the worst parts of my life, and he was there for the best parts of my life. And I love him seriously more than anything or anyone in the world. More than my own parents. Love you, parents, but Marvin comes first. I also have a cat named Hex. He's a dick, but he's really cute. I'll put a picture of him somewhere in either 4 corners. He's really a douchebag, but he's super cute. He's also a rescue. Adopt, don't shop. Don't spend $1,000 on a pet. Okay? Go to your local shelter. Spend $20, $30 and get a best friend for life. I have 2 of them, even though one tortures me on the daily. Where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years? Hopefully relatively doing the same shit I'm doing now. I ideally just growing. I want my bands to grow. I want Horror Punks USA to grow. I want me to grow as a musician and a person. But I'm really happy with what I'm doing now. I'm really proud of what we're doing now, all of us. I just hope it grows. I have the highest hopes. I am an optimist at heart, and I just think in 3 to 5 years, if we keep going, if Horror Punks USA keeps going at the rate we're at now, I think we're gonna be amazing. Okay. Whoever just asked this question, my advice for you is to go on www.pornhub.com, because this man, and I'm assuming it's a man, asked me, when is the last time someone made you... Someone show this man a boob before he dies. Anyway, moving on. This is what I mean. Sorry, parents. This is where Mother Rabbit, Father Rabbit, and Brother Rabbit just shut their computer down and go to bed. Weirdest fan interaction versus best fan interaction. If I could write a goddamn novel, I would talk about my best fan interaction first, because I think about this a lot. I think about this like every day, and every time I play a show, and every time I pick up my instrument. Basically 2 years ago, we were playing a hometown show at the Voltage Lounge in Philadelphia. Shout out to the Voltage Lounge. You guys made it through the shitstorm. I'm so happy. I can't wait to get back there. Apparently, we have a few shows that were planned before I joined Voodoo Do Cold. That were supposed to happen at that venue, and I love that venue, so I'm really excited because I think the last I heard, there's still supposed to happen. Yeah, so basically, a couple years ago at a show, one of my bands. Side note, one of my bands, anyone who has followed me, you know what band I'm talking about. We will have updates, I will have updates as soon as I'm allowed to talk about it, okay? I promise. I get a lot of these questions that I see right now are about said band. I promise you I will give them, we are working, we have a lot of stuff coming up, okay? Just stay tuned. But for now, Voodoo Death Cult, okay? So one time I was playing a show with band. I was playing a show one year at the Voltage Lounge, and we were, after our set, we were at the merch booth. We were taking photos, signing posters, all that shit. I don't know what real rock stars do, right? And this guy comes up to me, and he's like, hey, Rachel. And I turn around, and he's like, can I bother you for a second? And I was like, you're not bothering me? Sure. And he was like, my daughter, she really wants to meet you. And I just got the biggest smile on my face immediately. I was very excited, so I was like, yeah, of course, where is she? And he just like literally steps aside, and this adorable little, like, I guess 11-year-old girl just comes like peeking out, and she was so shy and so nervous, like visibly, and without saying a word, she just kind of like holds up a little Sharpie and like her backstage VIP pass, I guess, and she just like was shaking hands, kind of passed it to me, and I was, just giddy as hell. I just signed it, and then I gave it to her, and I was joking around with her, and then she asked me if she could have a hug, and I swear to God, my heart just became liquid in my chest. Like, it was the cutest thing ever. And I gave her this hug, and I gave her a guitar pick, and she started freaking out. She started jumping up and down, showing her dad the guitar pick, and then she like runs away to show her mom, I guess. Her dad just turns around and just like kind of like puts his arm around me, and he was like, you just made my kids like weak. Like, thank you so much. Like, and it was such a full circle moment for me, because I've been in her shoes before, and here we go, emotional rabbit again. It was kind of like looking at a small version of myself, and just it was really cool. I think about that moment all the time, and I hope she is rocking the fuck out with some sort of instrument in her hand. I did make her dad promise to buy her an instrument, and he did promise me that. So if either of you are watching this, I hope that girl has an instrument, and I hope we play the same stage together one day. Oh, and my weirdest fan interaction on a completely different note, and there are quite a few that stand out. And I'm going to tell this story though, because there is a certain drummer who is going to laugh their ass off because he was here for this, and this may or may not have been one of the first memories he has of meeting me. So we were playing another show in Philadelphia, and the bands were meeting people outside, and this woman comes up to me, and she was like, hey, you killed it, whatever, cool, normal interaction. She asked for a hug. I'm a hugger. I will hug you if you ask. So I hugged her, and then before I know it, I am dangling over this woman's shoulder like a goddamn weapon. Like, she had me like a bazooka, like just touching parts of me that I did not even know existed. And I'm like, okay, here, this is rock and roll, right? Whatever. So then no, she starts walking around ass up. I have shorts on, parts of me exposed, walking around to innocent concert goers and just putting my ass in their face and just slapping it and rubbing it and telling other people to do so. And those people are like, yeah, man, fuck it. Everyone just slapping and touching me as this sounds so ridiculous as I verbally tell this, just dangling like dead weight over this woman's burly shoulders. And then she puts me down, and then she tries to get me to go home with her. Keep in mind, this woman is probably 30 years older than me. And no ageism here, but Johnny Zabo, if you are watching this at home, I know you're laughing your ass off because I know you remember that was the first time you met me. And the first memory you have of me is my ass in your face, served to you like a goddamn steak on a platter. That happened, and I also think about that every day, and not in a good way. Favorite current horror punk band? 2 words: hot Canadians. And if you're watching this, you know who I'm talking about right away. All jokes aside, 5 Cent Freak Show, they are my favorite horror punk band. Shout out to Nicky Casket. He has his own program on Horror Punks USA TV. It's called Cemetery Hysteria. Go watch that. It's really, really entertaining. They are the only band that I've met first and then became a fangirl after. When they first came to the US, I was still kind of new in the Horror Punks USA scene, so I didn't really know them that well. So I was just like, hey, whatever, we played I used to play like Halloween covers as a side project before I joined Voodoo. And I played with them, and I was like, I don't really know these guys, but they're fucking awesome. And then after they played, it was like, just hearts in my eyes, and I just became a huge fangirl. Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing to admit, I guess, considering they're all probably saying this. But shout out to Nikki, Bilo, and Steve. I love you guys. I can't wait till you guys come back to the USA. I say this all the time. Voodoo Death Cult is going to play with 5 Cent Freak Show this time instead of Dickie Devil. Okay, Dickie, I love you. I love you so much. But Voodoo Death Cult, I want to take the stage with them. I will make it happen. I don't care who yells at me. I don't care if I get in trouble. I will make it happen. Okay? Voodoo Death Cult and 5 Cent Freak Show 2021. Watch, it's not going to happen. It's going to be Dickie Devil and 5 Cent Freak Show. The fuck ever. I don't care. What age were you when you first picked up the bass/guitar? I think I was like... Well, I first started playing guitar when I was 8. I first started playing bass when I was like 13, I think. You're young. What do your parents think about what you do? This is another few questions. I got a few questions about this. I am 21 years old. A lot of people told me I look like the baby. I am the baby, basically. I am the baby of Horror Punks USA. I'm the baby of Voodoo Death Cult. But yeah, I'm 21, legally drinking now, which is dangerous. But no, I am very grateful and happy to say that my parents have been always so supportive of what I do. My dad is like the biggest Voodoo Death Cult fan in the world. He came to his first Voodoo Death Cult show at, I think it was the Valentine's Day show. And when I tell you that man had the time of his goddamn life, And it was so funny because I was half dressed performing songs about murder, blood, and having sex with corpses. And he was just like, just so excited and like having so much fun. And me and my dad are really close. I'm close with both my parents. So it was really cool to see him there supporting me, because I know a lot of people don't have that. And when I first went on my first tour a couple years ago, I took a semester off of college, and I was so nervous to tell him about it. And he was like, dude, you're good at what you do. You love what you do. Do what you want. Don't regret anything. You know, don't miss out on anything you want to do in life. Go for it. Not a lot of people get told that by their parents, and it's really special. And he's, you know, he'll call me with like merch ideas or like business ideas or stuff like that. And my mom, she's the one that got me into this music. You know, I came out of my mom basically with Motley Crue blasting and the Misfits blasting, so it's no surprise. So anytime my mom makes fun of me, Mom, you were the reason this is happening. But no, I love them, and they're awesome. We don't really see eye to eye all the time, but you know, it's really, I am super grateful to say that they have my back with all of this shit, and that's really cool. Favorite horror movie? Scream. The one time in my life that I have my tattoos covered. Of course, you can't see the giant ghost face on my arm, but Scream is my favorite horror movie. It has been since I was little. It's like my comfort movie in a very weird way. If we're talking modern though, my favorite modern horror movie is It Follows. If you don't know that movie, it's basically about like a demonic STD, which sounds really fun to me. If anyone wants to get demonic STDs, hit me up. How often do you write? Would you rather write lyrics or bass parts? Both. My lyrics I keep very private. I have like 3 notebooks full of lyrics that I don't show to anyone, and maybe one day I will. It's not like I don't trust anyone with them. It's that I'm not confident with my lyric writing. A lot of it is like kind of personal and shit, so I feel weird showing it to people. I would love to one day though. I would really love to be comfortable enough to do so. Whereas bass parts, I can kind of just pump out anytime. You know, if you put me like in a studio alone for like 10 minutes, I could most likely come up with a bass part or two. So, and they're fun. Writing bass parts is super fun. I'm a bassist before anything, so I always enjoy getting the opportunity to do that. So I guess if I had to pick bass parts, but I do like writing lyrics as well. Maybe one day you will hear a song with lyrics by Rachel Rabid. Maybe. Favorite Voodoo Death Cult song to play live? Ghoul Next Door, literally, no question at all. I was a fan of Voodoo Death Cult before I became the bassist of Voodoo Death Cult, and there was always the song I loved hearing live the most. It's a great opener. I have really good memories of opening with Voodoo Death Cult, you know, playing that song for my first show, so it kind of holds like a special place in my heart, even though I had no writing contributions whatsoever. It's still cool. I still love it, and the lyrics are still fun for me, especially because Ghoul Next Door, I guess, if you live next door to me. I don't know. We know you're big into dog rescue. Any shelters/organizations you would like to shout out? I love this question. Yes, I am very big into dog rescue and animal care in general. I have a special place in my heart for bully breeds and pit bulls, clearly, with Marvin the Martian in my life. So I do want to take a second to shout out Philly Bully Team. Jess, the president of Philly Bully Team, I look up to her so much. She works her ass off to save lives every single day, and she's the definition of badass. You know, these dogs, they need someone, and she is that person. Look up Philly Bully Team on any social media. Go to their Venmo, donate some money. You'll see the dogs that you're helping. A lot of the times, she'll post like the dog and the hospital bill of what's needed. If you have the spare funds, go throw it at Philly Bully Team. You know it's going to a good place. I promise you. Go help, you know, do something with your life and your money. What basses do you have, and what is your favorite? Basses, I have a Thunderbird, I have a matte army green Jackson concert series, I have a limited edition Purple Burst, I literally can't talk, limited edition Purple Burst Schecter Stiletto Studio 4, I don't have the 8 string, I have the 4 string, and then my favorite baby of the family is my newest one. It is a Fender Jazz Aerodyne. Give me a second, I will go grab it. All right, yes, so this is my Fender Jazz Aerodyne. This is my newest baby. I got this I think 3 to 4 months ago. This will be in my main rig. This is the cleanest, smoothest, punchiest bass I've ever played. Every single time I play this, someone asks me what I do to get my tone, what effects pedals I use and stuff like that. I literally tell them I plug this thing in, I turn up the gain a little bit, and that's my tone. And it's amazing. Oh, my dream bass? Well, that was my dream bass, but I got that recently. So my dream bass now, I will say, is probably a Rickenbacker. I really want a classic black and white Rickenbacker, and I really want to detail it with like my custom logo. I think that'd be super cool. If we sell enough records one day, maybe I'll buy that. Because the Lord knows I do not have Rickenbacker money right now. Who is the hottest member of Voodoo Death Cult besides you? That is sweet. Thank you. I am not going to answer this question only because I cherish my job, my career, and my life. And there are 3 men who would beat my ass if I did answer this question. So I'm going to keep my little stitched mouth shut on that one. You tell me who you think the hottest member of Voodoo Death Cult is. The answer better be me. You know, I know this question says excluding you, but you can answer me if you want. I would take that. So let me know in the comments who you think the hottest Voodoo Death Cult member is. Just... Ow! Oh my god! All right, so that was episode number 2 of Coffins and Curves. Thank you guys so much for coming back. Or, you know, if this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the shit show that is my life and my show. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope this was fun. I hope you guys got to know a little bit more about me. Maybe I'll get back into music, you know, music reviews, bass covers, whatever next week, we'll see. Or maybe I'll just put Marvin in front of the camera for 30 minutes straight, and you guys would probably love that since I got like 10 questions about Marvin today. Today was fun. I'm not sober. Oh, last episode I said I probably don't know how to edit my social media into the frame and into my hands. I'm gonna get it down this time. So here's my Instagram and here's my Twitter, okay? Follow me, message me, be my friend. I am not mean, I promise. Tell me you found me through this and I will try to follow you back if I see it. Let's get that bestie relationship formed. All right, that's all. I said every stupid thing that could come to mind. Bye, guys. Love you.
My girlfriend's a zombie.